Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today for you guys, I'm just going to be showing you how I've been waxing my eyebrows. I put up a video a while back about how I waxed my eyebrows with the wax facial strips, but I more recently started using actual hot wax to do my eyebrows. And I don't know if, like, I haven't even seen any videos on how to do it, but I just figured because, you know, it's such an investment I haven't gone to get my eyebrows done in a while. Like, I usually used to go to like nail salons and stuff, but then once I started getting more into my own eyebrows, I started doing them by myself. And more recently, I went to Anastasia Beverly Hills and I paid like, what is it? I paid like $30 to get my eyebrows done, and they did pretty okay. Like, I mean, in terms of the waxing part, they did pretty good. But I mean, $30 is pretty expensive. And so I just figured it would be a better investment to actually go buy the supplies for myself and do it myself, because $30 is a little too much for me. So I went and got this GG Space Saver warmer, and I got all this stuff at my local beauty supply store. I think I went to Sally's, and all of the stuff that I got cost me about $60. And so I've already used it a few times, but I also ended up getting these applicators to apply the wax around my brows, and I got the little cloth strips to wax it off, and I obviously got the wax and the wax warmer, and I think all four of those things is what cost me the $60. But anyway, I've done it. This is gonna be my third time doing it, but the second time came out pretty good, and the first time was pretty bad actually. I kind of messed up my brows, but I'll put a picture of that somewhere just so you guys can see. But the second time didn't come out that bad, so I just figured I'd show you guys how I do it. It's not like a tutorial or anything. I'm just showing you guys how I do it, how I've been doing it. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the wax to warm up now. And also, just let this be a disclaimer. I'm not saying, this is definitely a a better money saving way, I guess, to do your brows, but it's also not really easy, because if you think about it, when you go get your eyes waxed with hot wax, you're laying down, you know, when you're having the person do your eyebrows. Well, not completely laying down, but you know, you're at an angle, they're like on top of you. So it's a lot harder when you're having to look in the mirror and do it yourself with hot wax. But, oh well. At this point, I don't really care if I mess up my eyebrows or whatever, because I can just fill them in. But anyway, the first step that I do is I take an eyebrow pencil, and I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I just go underneath of my brow. I just go under my brow and I underline the shape that I want, so that way I don't overwax. And that's where I messed up the very first time I did it. I didn't do this and I messed it up. But I'm just gonna take that and do the shape. And mind you, I did already, as I told you guys before, I've already done this. This is gonna be my third time doing it. So I still have like that general shape that I want. So that's why I'm not doing like all of the measuring and all that, because I still have the general shape that I want. There we go, that looks pretty good. So yeah, now I just have that. And mind you, this is just an outline. This is a guideline for the under wax. And I actually don't do a line on top, just because I can pretty much see where I need to wax, you know, and it's just kind of get to it's just kind of to get those extraneous hairs right there. So the wax isn't, I'm sorry, the top isn't all that bad. It's just the bottom that's really the matter. And I also actually, I would never get my lip waxed. You know, a lot of times they ask you like, oh, do you want your lip waxed too? And I'm like, no thanks, that's okay. But like, I'm pretty sure getting your lip wax is like another $10. And now having this, I can go ahead and wax my lip. And I never used to, because I've tried the facial wax strips on my lip, and my peach fuzz is so thin that no wax has ever really gotten it. And so I need to use like this thick, hard wax to get it usually. But yeah, now that I have this, I can wax my lip too. So here's the wax. This is the little wax warmer that I have. It's the GG one. And here's the wax. So pretty. And I'll go ahead and you guys can see how it's starting to heat up, but it's still got that wax clump in there. Well, you can't really tell now, but yeah, it's starting to heat up nicely. And it takes about a couple minutes, honestly, for it all to melt. I'd say about 5-7 minutes for it all to melt completely. This is like the biggest thing about doing your own eyebrows with the hot wax. Let it cool down, because the very first time that I got this, the first thing I did with it was I tested it on my husband, and he actually got a pretty bad burn on his eyelid. But shout out to him for trusting me, even though I literally had zero experience using it. But from that experience, now we know to let it cool down. Even if you think it's already cooled down, it's probably not. So let it cool down quite a bit. And I'm twisting it so that way the wax doesn't drip off. But if you guys can, oh, I thought it did. If you guys can see, without me turning it so much, can you see? It's got like a little bulb. Just get enough, like not where it's dripping. You want just enough so you can apply it. And I'm gonna start by putting it right under my eyebrow. Now I'm gonna go in sections because I didn't get enough to do the whole underbrow. And it's also a lot harder to wax, like peel off a wax strip on yourself than it is someone else do it. So just keep that in mind too, because it's not as easy. It's a lot more, it's a lot scarier to do it on yourself. Yeah, so there's that. And it's just that easy. Now I'm gonna go in with a little more and get under my arch. And that's like the more important part, probably the harder part. So now I got some wax. I don't know, is it focusing on that? Got some wax. Now I'm just rotating it, letting it cool down. And I don't know, like, I can't tell if my camera's focusing on it, but you want to get just enough so that way it's like bulbous all around. I don't know if that focused or not, but yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my arch. And if you guys can see, I'll show you after so that my wax doesn't dry. See, I already let it dry a little too long. That's okay because it's still spreading. If you let it dry too long, it's gonna make it a little bit harder to spread out. Came out pretty good. You guys can see that. So now I'm gonna zoom you guys in where you can see there's still a little bit of wax, but for the most part it cleaned it up really nicely. Well, obviously it's gonna clean up nice. I freaking waxed everything off, but compared to the other brow that I haven't touched yet. And now, and be careful because this hard wax is so sticky. It literally sticks on everything. It's really hard to get up off of anything. And when it gets on the carpet, it's like never gonna come out. Okay. And you just take the wax strip and kind of do that to get any leftover wax. Oh, those are like kind of waxed down. Now I'm gonna get the top, and you guys will see how I literally just go up top. Nothing really in mind, I just kind of get right over. And normally also they'll do the middle, but I don't really have any hairs there, so I'm not gonna touch it there. Well, I guess I could. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens, because I know you guys saw that little string that kind of hovered over my eyebrow. Hopefully it doesn't wax off my entire eyebrow. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And it's also really satisfying seeing like all the little hairs come off, and like, especially if you do it decent, it's really satisfying knowing that you can do your own eyebrows now. I'm gonna get the tail. Now that one's done, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eyebrow. Even though I don't really need to, but whatever. Why not, right? Because I got all this wax anyway, so I might as well do it. Alright, so now that the waxing is all done, now I'm going to take some tweezers and get these little tiny hairs that didn't come out with the wax. And you know what? I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get them because my tweezers suck and I'm not trying to invest like $20 in some good tweezers. Well, I should have recorded it before, or took a picture of it before, but that's okay. You guys saw that before. And I don't really need to trim my brows because they're so thin, and they're not that long anyway. But I mean, for doing them myself, they don't come out so bad. So my camera actually ended up dying, but all I did was I applied some clear brow gel, and that was all for the video. Luckily, I'd finished it just in time. Well, obviously I didn't, but I almost did. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.